In this Illustrator tutorial, you will create a bird you see here to finish the label for a brewery. By tracing and drawing parts of this image, get started, you're going to trace this image here. Turning to the shapes, you can then add it. So with the selection tool, select the image and zoom in, press Command plus on Mac for a few times. Now to trace this image, click the Image Trace button on the Property panel and try to choose Sketch Art from the menu. The image is traced in black and white, and any white is ignored. Now to clean up, in order to edit the bird's shape, you need to commit to the tracing. Click Expand in the Property panel. Now, it's a group of objects that you can edit on. First, you will erase what you don't need. Now, select the Erase tool. And come out the artwork. Press and drag across the parts of the bird, like the branch and the bill up here. We're going to redraw the bill. Don't worry about removing too much. You can either choose Edit, Undo Erase, or add it back in shortly. With the eraser, release the mouse button often. You can erase, undo smaller amount if you need. Now to fill in the missing part, you can use the block brush tool. Press and hold onto the paintbrush tool and select the block brush tool. Unlike the paintbrush tool, which draws stroke paths, the block brush creates fill shaped. When working with a shape like this bird, the block brush will actually add to the shape. Now to change the size of the block brush, you can press the right bracket or left bracket on your keyboard. And then come to the bird, press and drag and fill in the shape. Once again, press and drag and release often, so you can easily undo smaller things later on. Now to paint smaller area, press the left bracket to make the brush smaller. To make sure paint in some of the feet area, you might want to zoom in a little bit. Now you smooth the edge with the shape with the simplify command, because tracing can make it pretty rough. Now select the selection tool and click the bird to select it. Then choose Object, Path, Simplify. In the dialog that appears, Simplify is to set automatically by default. Now, simplifying a path removes extra anchor points without changing the shape of the path. You can actually drag this reduce anchor point slider to have the minimum number of the anchor points. In other words, to remove anchor points, or the maximum number of anchor points. I tend to start closer to maximum of the original and work down. If you want to go back to the auto simplify value, click here. And see even more options you could clip here. I think it looks good. So you can press the escape key and hide the dialog, or simply select another key. Now to make the eye and the beak. For the eye, you will draw a leap. Press and hold the rectangle tool and select the ellipse tool. Draw an eye out here like this. To change the stroke color, first make sure the fill color is black. Then change the stroke color to blue swap over here. Now draw the beak. You use the curvature tool. Select it in the toolbox. Come out and click to start the path. Keep clicking in the bill shape to create it. Make sure you don't click on the bird shape. Come to the original point and click onto it to close the path. Now to edit the path, you can drag the existing point. You can click on the path and add new point. Even double click a point or convert it between a sharp corner and the curve. There. Change the fill color to an orange in the property panel and remove the stroke. You can click down arrow to several times to do that. I can also create a new shape with the block brush tool. Now select the block brush tool. Come over here and we're going to create a highlight for the bill. So press and drag and create a separate shape. Good. Now to change the color of the shape, select the selection tool and click on it. And change the fill color to a light orange. Drag the shape onto the bill and we've got the bird just about finished. Now to keep the part of the bird together, you group it and drag across the bird parts. Click Group in the Property panel. Now to drag it into place so you can see everything. Choose View, Fit All in Window, and then drag the bird into the label over here. Using the combination of tracing, drawing, and editing tool, you can create all kinds of artwork by tracing an image of your own to see what you can create.